Alright, yo, it's your boy DJ Breadstick coming at you with another commentary video. If only my camera could focus, but no. Today, good. Focused up. Alright, today I'm gonna teach you a little something. Alright, sit down, grab your notebook and your pencil, take some notes. We're gonna go through a lesson here. We're talking about one of the many things that has killed Lucasfilm since Disney bought it. This is going to be a multi-part series. Today's focus, as you read in the title and in the thumbnail, probably if I feel like doing enough work, we're going to be talking about shills, right? We're going to be talking about what a shill is, what they do, and how they affect the company in a largely negative way. Now, if you don't know what a shill is, and a regular old critic, they're not the same thing, all right? A shill is a critic or somebody whose job is to talk about pop media, pop culture, things like that, but the people that made the piece of media that they're talking about paid for their opinion. But they don't tell you that. It's kind of like a sponsorship, but the person doesn't tell you that they're sponsored. They're just plugging this company. It's kind of like what T. Martin did, but less illegal. So today we're going to be talking about a couple of different people. All right. First, I want to make the distinction between a fan and a shill. I want to make that distinction very clear. All right. So I'm going to talk to you about what sets them apart. Now, you can be a fan of something like Jeremy Jahns and not be a shill. Jeremy Jahns was with the Collider. The Collider have insider information on Disney, what they're doing, what's going on, and Jeremy Jahns was a part of that because he did move to LA. All right. Jeremy Jahns, if you don't know who he is, I'll link him in the description so you can go check his stuff out. He liked The Last Jedi. He loved The Force Awakens, but that does not make him a shill. All right. What would have made him a shill is if Disney bought that opinion and then he didn't tell you that. All right? So I'm going to tell you about who is a shill. All right? John Campea. John Campea is 100% a shill. All right? Because he has insider information at Disney, because he kind of sort of works with them, he does often get paid to have a certain view on a movie. That's why he ranted and raved about The Last Jedi and said that Solo was a good movie, because the shillness on Solo has gotten kind of low. Disney's not paying people so much to talk about Solo. But the thing was, after he said that he liked Solo, he was attacked by what used to be his fan base. And then he got sad. All right? Now, his only infraction is not being a shill. Another infraction of his that kind of slips under the radar is that he's an absolute jerk in person. I'm sure he's a great friend, but his fans, he insults them consistently. Look it up on YouTube. I'm not going to link it because I don't think that he deserves... I'm going to put his face in the video. But apart from that, I don't think he deserves any extra attention that he hasn't already gained for himself. All right? Now, let's talk about another shill. Not quite for Lucasfilm, but I just want to make sure that you have a couple examples so that you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say shill. Kevin Smith is also a shill. And it's in a different way because he works for Warner. He pretty much always has. And they kind of buy and pay for his opinions on certain movies, like Suicide Squad. He said it was great, or whatever. Batman vs. Superman, he said that was great. Justice League, he said that was great. He doesn't feel that way because he used to write Batman. He knows how Batman is supposed to be. He used to write Superman. He knows how Superman is supposed to be. But Warner was like, hey, you're a pretty popular guy. You made Clerks, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Say these things. The public, we don't like shills. All right, because they hurt their own credibility. They hurt the credibility of the people that they represent. Nobody trusts Collider anymore because John Campea can't be trusted. People don't really trust Fat Man on Batman anymore. Well, actually, no. Fat Man on Batman is where Kevin Smith is very honest. But his other things where he's just giving a review, that's not what he really thinks. If you want to see what he really thinks, watch some Fat Man on Batman. There's also a difference between a shill and a drone. Shills have their opinions paid for. Drones have their opinions programmed. Now I'm going to talk about two people whose names you might have heard if you've been watching the new Star Wars movies. Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams has no artistic vision, especially when it comes to Star Wars. What did he do when he had almost complete freedom? He made Episode 4 again. What did Rian Johnson do when he did have complete freedom? He made Episode 5 and 6, but it was hot trash this time around. Rather be adults about the situation and just admit that Lucasfilm struck out, J.J. Abrams wants to attribute the bad ratings and bad reviews on The Last Jedi to a fear of empowered women. So you're a sexist if you didn't like The Last Jedi. Rian Johnson says it's because you're not smart enough to understand his artistic vision. So you're stupid if you didn't like The Last Jedi. Let's throw in some other things, alright? If you didn't like the politics, then you hate liberals and you want them to die. You're pro-abortion. You're anti-abortion, rather. Whatever, who cares? Alright, keep your politics out of my Star Wars. Alright, we won't have these problems. This all kind of boils down to being Kathleen Kennedy's responsibility, because as president of Lucasfilm, she kind of makes the decisions on what everybody does. And she promised us, back when Disney bought out Lucasfilm 6 years ago, that they would maintain the artistic direction that the original Star Wars movies had. Where is that? Where is that? She's pumping out a Star Wars film every single year. We're getting tired of it. We really are. 6 was enough. And we were actual fans of the Star Wars films. If you prefer the original trilogy like I do, then you have your crowd. If you prefer the prequel trilogy like some people do, then you have your own crowd. If you love if you love the original trilogy and really like episode 3 like I do, then there's another group. We can all like Star Wars and make fun of it together. But for some reason, there's nothing about the sequel trilogy that can just be liked on its own if you separate it from the politics and the message that they're trying to send, which is a very hollow and false message. If you don't know much about Kathleen Kennedy, I'm just gonna put this picture up. Just take a look at that. Now you understand why Star Wars is kind of doomed at the moment. Now there's rumors floating about, the Collider might have insider information on this, Kathleen Kennedy may have already been fired due to popular demand and causing Disney to lose over $75 million on a Star Wars movie. Now they wouldn't announce that publicly because that's embarrassing and they don't want to do that to her. But you might just see her less and less. She's not going to be at Star Wars Celebration. That much we already know. You might just hear from her less and less as time goes on. And I think that's great. I think that's a step in the right direction, but it's not going to fix everything right away. We are going to need a hard reset on the new Star Wars if we're going to get anywhere. But that probably won't happen. So if you feel the way that I feel about the new Star Wars movies, then just do what I'm doing. Just don't go see them anymore. Just be done with it. Remember Star Wars as it was, not as it is. Alright, and then maybe we'll get off to some sort of progress way in the future, but as for right now, Star Wars is kind of doomed. I'm going to take that poster down, because I hate Kylo Ren now. But, alright, that's part 1. The next part, I really don't know what it's going to be about, but there's going to be a good amount of time before that one comes out. Like, it's going to be more than just a couple days. It's going to be a couple weeks before I put out another Star Wars video, because I really want it to be well done, I want it to be well organized, and I want it to be thought out, so... But that's just a quick rant, I guess, about what Star Wars has come to now. Whatever. The window needs to stay out of the frame, basically. I need to move that window. But the point is, I would like to open the discussion to you in the comments. Let me know what you think. Tweet this video out, share it on your Instagram, tell your friends on MySpace and Friendship and Facebook and all those other things to come check this out. I want to have a conversation with each and every single one of you. Let me know in the comments what you want me to talk about in the future. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right. Well, I'm not going to steal his outro again. But roll my outro!